Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on Cycle Fanatix. So I want to talk about brakes today. We have Silverback right here, and as you guys know, I'm using the 14-inch Arlen Ness big brake rotor kit. I first want to tell you guys I truly love the product, and the looks of the product are, I think, by far the best in the game. So that's one reason why I purchased them. The second reason is obviously that they are 14-inch. They do provide better stopping power. So I actually made this video, I guess, yesterday and the day before, but I'm going to totally not even show you guys that footage because I want to bring more concrete evidence, concrete results into what I'm telling you guys so you guys can make a better informed decision. So this is what's happening. When Dave over at JD Cycle Works installed these rotors, and when I left JD Cycle Works after he completed the 130 build, so I don't have too many miles on these rotors. I guess probably a total of maybe almost 2,000. But when I left the shop, I felt a slight fluctuation, a slight like shake almost in the brake lever. Not really in the front end of the bike, but only in the brake lever when I started to apply braking. So when I looked into that, being that these rotors are a wave rotor, if you guys could see that, they have like waves in them. So typically the answer to any kind of brake lever fluctuation is that obviously when the pads pass the high point here and go down, it goes down here, you have kind of less power braking, and then it gets more and less and more and less. Chances are, or tendency is, to get a slight fluctuation in the lever. And what I've been hearing is that the brake pad should wear in, and that fluctuation in the lever movement should stop. But that didn't stop for me. So after going to Daytona, we rode almost 300 miles to Virginia, putting on I guess a couple hundred miles in Florida. And then it really started getting worse when I was coming home, almost 1,200 miles. I did the ride back home from DeLand, Florida, back home to northern New Jersey. And it just got progressively worse to a point where when I was about 100 miles from home, coming home from Florida, the whole front of the bike was literally shaking when I was applying brake to the front. So it was a little unnerving. I was really getting worried. I was then using only my rear brake. So I know, and you probably guys know, if you're in your car and you hit the brake and you get a lot of brake chatter, or I should say a lot of fluctuation in the pedal, and if it's really bad, you could get your whole front of your car shaking. That's due to a warped rotor. Like I said, I made the video, but I wanted some more concrete evidence for you guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run out actually to Harbor Freight, and I'm going to pick up a dial indicator with a magnet, and I'm going to put the dial indicator on here. We're gonna lift the bike up on the jack. I'm gonna put a dial indicator right here, put it up against the rotor on both sides, and we're gonna spin that front wheel. And I wanna make sure, before I tell you guys anything, I wanna make sure that the rotors are out, because, you know, obviously there is definitely an issue. It shouldn't be happening. These rotors are brand new. I only have about 2,000 miles on them. There's definitely an issue. And the real reason I'm doing this is to show you guys what's going on, is because I just received, literally in the past week or two, several messages, several emails, because you guys following the channel, a lot of you guys, most of you guys purchase the products that I tell you guys that are good. So you guys follow along on the build. You guys purchase the products, install them. And I got in a lot of messages and emails stating that they are actually getting the same issue. So before I don't want to give you guys any wrong information. I do have one other video from a viewer. He did put a dial indicator on the rotors, and they are really, really out. He's getting the same problem as I am. So I want to do the same thing before I make any judgment calls or assumptions, because it could be a safety issue. So I want to just bring that out to you guys. So let me go ahead and get the dial indicator, and we'll check them out and see what's up. All right, guys, we're here at Harbor Freight, picking up a dial indicator and then heading back home, and I'll show you guys the results. So I'm back from Harbor Freight. I got the dial indicator. Let me show you guys how I have it set up. I clamped it right there with the vice grip onto the bolt. It's very, very sturdy. And I have the dial indicator right there on the end of the rotor. And let me show you guys how much deflection is on this rotor. Let me check the other side and see how that one fares out. I'm gonna start moving the wheel. There seems to be a big dip in this side rotor in one spot. You see that? So it's going almost, I guess, if I'm measuring it correctly, almost 10 thousandths. So it's almost at, you see? So there's definitely, it's definitely not true. All right, guys, so having verified also with my friend, he's a master mechanic, and there really shouldn't be that much fluctuation as much as I'm getting, as you guys can see in this rotor. They're definitely warped and not true, as you guys can see how much fluctuation I'm getting. And this is the thing, when your rotors are warped, okay, not true, what's happening is when you apply brake pressure, if the rotor is warped, it is going to push back on that piston in the caliper, reverting the fluid back up through the system, and you're gonna feel it into the lever. So that's what's happening. So when I'm doing, like I said, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour and grabbing the front brake, the lever is shaking, and now it's gotten to a point where the entire front of the bike is shaking. And that's exactly what happens in a car when you have warped rotors. So here's the thing. I did order a new set already. They're on the way. I ordered a different set. I didn't order the wave style rotor. I ordered a drilled rotor for cooling, but I ordered a flat round rotor with no waves in it because I don't want to have any issues. I don't want to even have any feeling or sound like they're talking about that when the pads pass this wave, you're gonna get some chattering possibly and stuff like that. I don't wanna have none of that. I don't wanna have any issues. So I did order another set, 14-inch big brake rotor kit, but they don't have this inner hub. They only have, it's like actually black. That's going to be bolted right to there. So those are coming in a couple days, and I'll just see the difference. I'm gonna give Arleness a shout out right now and hopefully see if they could warranty these, because I just purchased them, not even 2,000 miles on them. My friend also said, very important, because this started immediately after I installed them. As soon as I left JD Cycle, it was very slight, but I noticed it right away. And what he told me is that I'm sure you guys, that a lot of you guys that are watching are mechanics, you guys even know, even with car rotors, there's a certain way to stack rotors, because a lot of companies just stack piles and piles of these rotors up high. And then after sitting for a while, if they're not stacked correctly, they will warp. So I'm assuming, what I could assume now is that these were just faulty right from the get-go. And what happens is, if they are a little warped and you start applying brake pressure, you're starting to build up heat, it's already warped, and it's just going to get progressively worse. Yeah, it is what it is. So I just wanted to show you guys. So, because like I said, it's just very strange that I got several messages and emails from other viewers and subscribers that purchased these rotors that the same issue is happening. So I just wanted to tell you guys that what's going on, but I will give Arleness a shout out and try to resolve this and get another set, the same ones, and put them on and see, hopefully that fixes the problem. Because it can't, there's nothing else that could cause that shaking upon applying brake pressure. All right, guys, so hope this video helped. Stay tuned. I'll let you guys see what I purchased, and I'll show you guys the installation, and then we'll take it for a ride. But as far as now, I am not riding Silverback. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.